Hello! Okay. Thank you for the raid! Konnichiwa, minasan. Nihongo Jugyo wa hajimarimasu. Hello, everyone. Japanese class is beginning. So, as promised, because you guys voted and wanted it, I will be doing a Japanese lesson once a month for you guys. Each month, I'll have a different topic to cover. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'm going to try to get you guys enough so you can, manage yourself in Japanese. Today's lesson, we will be talking about hiragana. Before we dive right into it, though, I'm going to give you a little background. I did mention this in the last stream as well, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate for those who missed the last stream or, some of the stuff I'll have to cover a lot, and that's fine. I don't expect you guys to have everything memorized. These also, all of these will be up on VOD on Twitch for a while, and then I will also be archiving them onto YouTube, so you can see them there later as well. Anyways, so Japan has 3 alphabets it uses for the language. The first one and its main one is Kanji, which most of you guys are probably familiar with. It's a really complicated looking one. Lots of strokes. Each of the symbols represent different words, so even if a word sounds the same, if it has a different kanji, you can kind of get the connotation from it. The written language was very loosely based off of Chinese, but it's been simplified and changed a lot from that too, but there are still some overlay with it. The spoken language, however, is actually based more on Korean, which is why it's totally different. But anyways, so once upon a time, kanji was all they used, but it's a very difficult system, and the Japanese not only knew this, but they also wanted to make themselves more unique and not be like, oh, we're also part of China. So they added hiragana to help make it easier to read. Initially, hiragana was referred to as furigana, which it still is sometimes referred to as well. Specifically, what furigana is, if you actually look at Japanese books and stuff, you'll notice sometimes over kanji, there will be small hiragana letters. Occasionally katakana letters too. It depends on what the word is. But yeah, that is what furigana is. That's all it is. It's, small hiragana helping you read kanji. Yes, I love furigana a lot. My kanji has definitely gotten better, but there are still names and stuff and medical terms, and I read a lot of really weird stuff. So I've had terms that I don't need to know that I know in kanji, but then there's other ones I don't that I should. So my kanji learning was totally out of order because I was reading fantasy books with high level kanji in it at first. But yeah, furigana is great. You see it a lot in manga. Even if you guys notice on our karaoke streams, you'll see it in a lot of those. Except for the older songs that I like to pick that a lot of times don't have furigana. So yeah. But yes, so that's how hiragana came into existence. It was made to make kanji easier to read. And nowadays, there are a lot of things that are only in hiragana, like particles and stuff like that. And even some things that used to have kanji are no longer used in kanji, unless you're freaking Hawkeye from Seiyuki, and then he will not stop with the archaic kanji. That's my beef about Hawkeye. Sorry. Like he used naruhodo in kanji. Nobody uses that in kanji anymore. It's usually written in hiragana. And that means I see. But yeah, so the last alphabet is katakana. And katakana is used for imported words. Obviously, just like so many different languages in different countries, Japan does not have everything in it. A lot of the earlier imported words, like for especially for like foods, came from Portugal or Dutch or German. The Japanese didn't really understand the difference between the Dutch and the German. They were trading with Portugal and the Dutch, and the Germans were able to sneak in because in German, their land is Deutschland, and it sounded close enough to Dutch to them. They thought it was the same group of people. So yeah, but like pan, the word for bread, is in katakana. It comes from the Portuguese word for bread. So yeah, you see it like that. And now, nowadays, of course, you have things like asukurimu, hamburger, things like that sound like they're, basically the English equivalent. Because yeah, those are katakana. We will probably cover katakana at a much later date, but I wanted to do hiragana today, so we're gonna go ahead and start with hiragana. Woo! All right, so we are gonna go through these one by one and talk about them too, but I wanted to show you. Yeah, it's weird because I was always like, where does pawn come from? And they're expecting it to be like, English or something because they don't get it. And it's like, nope, it's Portugal. Hi, Arata. Arata's here, everyone. He just harassed me to get pets. He said I won't let him in my lap right now, but I can't do this when he's in my lap. But yeah, so as you see here, this is the symbols that you will see. All of them are based off of it. There's actually a lot more. But they all use combinations of this. Generally put with Japanese, all symbols are 2 letters in romanization, so like in English. The exceptions are N can be alone as an N. Let's see if I make a new thing. So I'll circle it so you guys know what I'm talking about. Da-da-da-da. I'm going to make it red so you guys can see it better. Okay, so all right, so right here, and then all the vowels: a, I, u, e, o. That's another thing to with the pronunciation. I is pronounced I, a, I, u, e, o. But yeah, these are the only ones that can be standalone. The vowels and n. Their alphabet is quite a bit different as well as far as order. Obviously, most of us, including romanizations, tend to go A to Z with a couple extra letters if it's not an English one. But this one goes a, e, a, I, u, e, o, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, sa, shi, su, se, so, ta, chi, tsu, te, to, na, ni, nu, ne, no, ha, hi, fu, he, ho, ma, mi, mu, me, mo, ya, you, yo, da, ri, ru, le, lo, wa. We're gonna ignore we and we. Oh. So you'll notice there's some blanks in the hiragana as well. These letters did exist, and same with the W's over here, but we don't really nobody really uses them. You still use wa and o. Yeah, actually, this is not pronounced "wo." It's pronounced "o." Yeah, sorry, that's a weird one. It's a particle, is why it's only really used as a particle. Particle "o," if you ever hear that one. So it's used for direct objects, but we'll go over particles on a different day. That's probably actually going to be one of the next lessons because particles are super important. But yeah, so their alphabet is definitely different, and they don't use some of these anymore. So that's why they're not here. Like I said, they don't really use we or way, so that's why I also got rid of them in my scribbles. So one of the most important things with hiragana and stuff, though, is with any of the Japanese languages, they all have a stroke order. And the reason this is so important is it makes it a lot easier to write. It's one of those, you really don't think too much about it, but when you start learning the stroke orders, it's just so much easier to write things. And this goes for kanji too. Everything has a stroke order. Everything is made up of strokes. Obviously, like in the stroke orders are especially important in things like calligraphy, but even for writing, it would basically mark when you would lift the brush up. So our first letter is going to be A. So we are going to go ahead and do the stroke order for that. So the first one, you go straight across. Second, you go down. Third, A. So again. A. Look at it. You understand? Ah! So yeah, stroke order is super important. Actually, if you guys went and got a hold of the Genki books I mentioned, I know like most books will have this, but I know Genki specifically actually has worksheet pages where you can do the stroke order. Even if you don't have it, that's one of the best ways to do it is just write the letter over and over again to learn the stroke order to get used to writing it. Obviously, I'm teaching you them here, but the best way to really get it is to just keep practicing. So if you're watching this too, obviously, I hope you're writing along with me. All right, let's go on to the next one. E. So this one is really one of the, like, not all of them have a lot of strokes. This one only has 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. E. And remember, this is actually I, but it's pronounced E. So that's why I'm saying it like that. Don't get it confused, please. We talked a bit about pronunciation in the first lesson. Admittedly, I look at this and I automatically go E in my head. I don't think of it as like I think of the pronunciation and the letter and I as the same thing. So it's a little weird, but you get used to it the more you practice it. So don't feel frustrated if you're still like learning on that point, okay? All right, the next one is U, which is you. This one is also another one that's only 2 strokes. 1, 2. So I think you guys are probably noticing this already based on me doing the strokes, but you'll see they work kind of top to bottom, and they also tend to work left to right. One, two. Ew. Also, keep in mind that what you see written. Oh yeah, it's hard to get used to it, but yeah, it's weird. Like because you would think the bottom would come first on some of these, but nope, the top comes first. Kanji is the weirdest one for it because you'll have like, you'll make like a little mark in the middle of nowhere, and then do the rest of the kanji, and it's like, oh okay. But yeah, like I said, like when I was learning it, it was very confusing, but after a while, it just kind of comes natural. And like like I was saying though, it doesn't always have to look exactly the same as what you're seeing in like printed and stuff because obviously it's going to look different. Certain fonts are going to make it look different. You'll see when we get to other symbols, there'll be more differences between what that little table I showed you and how I write it. Because I was taught to write it by a teacher. Actually, I don't know where Kinoshita Sensei was from. Sorry if you hear a cat screaming in the background. That's just Arata. He's very vocal today. Okay, next we're gonna go with E, which is the actual letter E. So once again, we have the start with the top. One. So this one is gonna be a little complicated because the next part of it is all one stroke. Yeah, that's all one stroke. You don't lift up your pen during that part. One, two, eh. So in some variations of this too, it will have it more this part right here will be more attached to it. So you know, especially if they're really messy like that, you might see it like that. It's still the same letter though. Arata. My gosh, what is up with that cat? All right. So let's go ahead and go on to oh. So this one at least actually, while it has a little random mark, it makes a little more sense. So, but first one you do is this. This next one is all going to be one stroke. And then we give it its little mark here. Oh. Yay! And now we have learned your vowels. Oh, yeah, basically. So that's the first part of the first 5 letters in their alphabet. So basically, at this point, you'll notice the order is going to always follow the order of these vowels. A, e, u, e, o. But it's going to start adding like a more consonant letter on the front of it. So after the vowels comes K. Yes, comes K. Don't think about it in terms of English alphabet or any kind of like Romanized one that uses it because the order is completely different. If you ever go to Japanese bookstores and stuff like this, they sort it by publisher first a lot and then by alphabetical order. But this is the alphabetical order you would be using. When we go to karaoke and stuff, this is how we have to look up songs, is by this alphabet. Okay, so this is, like I said, some of these are a little different than what you'd expect. Yeah, it takes getting used to. My problem is I guess maybe because I'm really bad, I don't always remember the order of some letters in the U.S. alphabet, that it makes it a little easier. So next is ka. We actually do this part first, then the line, then comes the little mark. Ka. I write arigato all the time for akibaso, so I'm really used to writing this. I know you're like, this is ka, not a letter that comes up in there. I'll explain that in a little bit. We're going to go over them, and then we'll talk about the other alphabet letters you get. So don't worry too much. But yeah. All right, so ki is going to be one, once again, that's kind of looks a little weird. So you can see ki written like this, but you can also see it written like this. I was actually taught how to write it this way, but in print, you tend to see it this way. Regardless, you're always going to do these strokes first and then the line. If you're doing it as one piece, you will continue with that part right here. So if you do it as one stroke, let me go back. You would just continue it as one stroke. If not, you do this and then this. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Either way, it's still identifiable as key. I would just say do whichever one is comfortable for you. In my case, like I said, this is that I was taught this one. But in print, you're going to generally see this one. But a lot of people still write this style one. I don't know why. Now, ku is a nice, easy one. Also, a good way to remember ku is think of like Pac-Man, because it looks like his mouth. Ku is one stroke. Said we actually do get some that are not many strokes. This is one of them. It's just one. Nice and easy. Ku. That's not too bad. Yeah, it looks like it's always gonna eat. Ku. Yeah, evil laughter there too. Actually, one of the best ways to remember the symbols is if you can find, like, I've seen some flashcards that really have these. I don't know if I can find they're so old. I used them for when I first started teaching Japanese like a decade ago. But they had like animals or something with it that you would help you, like, they would like kind of draw the animal around it to help you like remember the symbol. So I used them with one of my students and it worked really well for him. But like, yeah, like look at them, and if you can make a connection to something like a face or a screaming or whatever it is, if it works for you, great. It's very often to use like patterns and stuff for memory. All right, ke is going to be another one that might confuse you. Welcome back, Zil. All right, so ke. 2, 3. So as you can see, the strokes are kind of weird again. But yeah, you also see we're going left to right, and we're going up to down. Ke. Ke. Another evil laugh for you. Ko, as in Kojika. Although I have a specific kanji. Is another easy one. 1, 2. One, two. So, ko is another one that you'll sometimes see just more like this. It's important that you add a little bit of a lip, at least onto this one though, because one of the katakana looks like that. So it looks too much alike, and they're not the same letter. No, don't do that. When I was taught it, I was actually taught to put a lip on both sides. So it's kind of like you're doing a stroke and then you just let up and continue on the other side. That's kind of how I was taught it. You don't ever see ko written like that though. That looks horrible. But yeah. So that's our case. How are you guys doing? Following along okay? If I'm going too fast, let me know. I want to try to cover as much of this as I can. I may have to go to a second lesson for this. We'll see. Because we're okay on time, I think, for now. So we'll see. All right, we're going to go on to S's. So yes, after K comes the S family. So this is where we're also going to see our first irregular, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So our first letter is Sa. 1. Now this is also just all one stroke. Once again, I've seen it like that too. In fact, I write it like this. So you can do it either as one stroke like this or like that. What the equal was? Oh, it's ni. It's ni. It's actually both ni and katakana and kanji. They actually look slightly different in print, but as far as handwriting, they almost look similar. So in kanji would be the letter 2. It's a letter 2. That's not even a letter. Yeah. So once again with Sa, it's either 2 or 3 strokes depending on how you do it. I learned to write it with the opening again. I don't know if this is like a specific dialect thing or whatever. That's how I learned it. But this is okay as well. This is totally okay. All right, so here is our first irregular letter. So there are certain sounds that I guess the easiest way to say it is that they're more difficult to make because they don't really fit in with the rest of the sounds of their alphabets. So there are some irregulars because of that. So this is our first one. So we know the next letter would be E, but it's not C like SI. It's actually she, SHI. And it's one stroke. So this is she, not C. It's our first irregular. Yeah, like I said, it's more just it's not a sound that fits in well with their alphabet. As we get further into Japanese and stuff, you'll notice that sometimes, like for instance, okay, I actually, well, let me do another one of she, and then I'll talk about this. So once more, she is just like a hook. Hook, line, sinker. So, my name is Kojika, right? Technically, it's combining two different words. We have ko. I'll write this in Hiragana instead of Kanji, so it's easier for you guys. Which is baby or kid. And then we have shika. I'm writing this all because you guys know these. Which is deer. So Kojika is baby deer. For those of you guys who don't know, my real name is Fawn, aka baby deer. Yeah, I was really creative with this. But as Sanzaki, Kojika has been the pen name and stuff I've used forever, so I'm still using it. However, when you combine these, it becomes Kojika, not Koshika. The reason being is, once again, sorry, there's a cat behind me attacking stuff. Koshika just doesn't sound right. Like as somebody who's just been studying Japanese so long, I can't really explain why it doesn't sound right, but it doesn't. But Kojika sounds fine. We haven't talked about these little dudes yet, but we will. So don't worry too much about it. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of explain that really quick, that's why some of these letters are a little weird, because they just don't work really well with their language. I hope I didn't confuse you too much. Sorry if I did. But yeah, so it's she. Yeah, it is. That's why I'm like, I don't want to go too much into it, but I just wanted to explain why it's she instead of C. All right, next one is su. This one is also a two-stroke one. One, loop-de-loop, see, su. Just wait till we get to counters. I hate counters. One, two, two. SU. So it's important to remember this one is SU. You'll see why later when we get to the T's. But su. Okay. いいでしょ? It's good. Alright. Now we're gonna go to sit. 1, 2, 3. So once again, we're going left to right, top to bottom. Sit. So here is another one that has multiple ways to do it, is so. You'll see it written like this in books. I don't write it this way, that's why it's so awkward, but I was taught to write it like that, where it's two strokes instead of one, where it's got a little hat on it by itself. So this is how you see it in print more, and this is how it tends to be written more. So it's either one or two strokes. Good, good, that's great. So once again, you can do it as one stroke, where you kind of come back, or you can do it as two. These are both read as so. It's still both so. So what? I'm a spider. No, not that so. Honestly, when it comes to these open or closed ones, do what is more comfortable for you. If you were to write something with this and still like, okay, if I was to write like, so whether I write it like this or this, both of them are going to be understood as so it's not a problem. Actually, it's funny because I think my Japanese handwriting is a little nicer than my English handwriting, but it's still pretty messy. But I was told in Japan that I write like somebody who is fluent in Japanese because I guess of how sloppy it is. But it's still readable. I thought that was kind of funny. You write so messy, you look like you know what you're doing. Thanks, guys. Artists tend to be very messy handwriters, I've noticed. I always tell my kids this too when I'm teaching art classes because they're always like, my handwriting's horrible. It's like, nah, you're an artist. You're allowed to have bad handwriting. All right, so that is the S family. So the T family is one of the most complicated just because it has 2 irregulars in it. So we saw the S had 1. This one has 2. All right, so let's go ahead and start with ta. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like ko again, except for now you have like this little thing on the A side. Basically, some of these are considered radicals, which we'll talk about if we ever reach kanji level. But yeah, that's why it's there. Most symbols are made up of multiple pieces. It's not really used with hiragana usually, so. All right, let's do it again. Ta. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta. Like if we want to say it, taco. Ta. Ko. Yay, taco. Do you guys like taco? Octopus? I do. Takoyaki, which is little octopus balls, is it's very yummy. Especially if you get it in Osaka directly. That was one of the things Wong and I made sure to do when we were in Japan. We found a little takoyaki stand that it was very small, or like a restaurant. They didn't speak any English. They were horrified. I'm sure you're better than you think you are. I mean, that was pretty well written. For those of you guys who didn't see, Pop Goku wrote, Sensei oshiete kudasai, watashi no atama ga warui desu, which means, teacher, please teach me. My head isn't very good. My head is bad. It's like saying that, like, I'm dumb, which obviously if you can write that, you're not. Vocab can be very difficult. One of my students is super good with kanji, but he is still really good with conjugating verbs, but not so good with remembering vocab. So it's definitely been a challenge, but we've been working on it. So, and he does fine. He just needs sometimes a little prodding. All right, so as I said, the T family has some irregulars. So our next irregular, here it comes, our first irregular is chi. Yeah, that's right. We don't have T. We have chi instead. Like, how did that jump, right? But that's what it is. Chi is only 2 strokes. Chi. I didn't go back far enough. Chi. In case you guys didn't realize, I'm doing this on Photoshop. It's just easier so I can write it. But yeah. You will occasionally see chi more like this as well. So it can have that opening again. When I write chi, what do I actually do? Oh, okay, I do the opening. I was writing tachi there. I was just trying, which is like how you plur something. So I could be like, ranafe tachi. A ranafe and the others. It's really weird because in English, we don't have an easy way to say when we're talking to a group of people. Like here in the Midwest, we say you guys, which I hate. I tend to say y'all because of that. I just don't like how you guys sounds. It doesn't sound good on my ears. But in Japanese, you can just say like Ranafe Tachi, which is like Ranafe and everyone else. Or you could say like Watashi Tachi is we. So we do have that at least. We have like we. But we don't, and we have like them and stuff. But when you're trying to talk about a group of people, if like for instance, if you're in a team play and you're like split, like when we play Phasma, I couldn't say, I'd have to say everyone. Well, RTD, based on where you're from, saying y'all makes more sense than it does for me. When I went down to Louisiana once, everyone was confused because they're like, does she have a southern accent? I don't have an accent at all, but a lot of my terminology apparently is more southern. Ranafe, I was using you as an example for Tachi. Don't worry about it. I'm not insulting you, I swear. No, I'm not. All right. So here is our next irregular. So they don't have tu. Instead, we have su. So I know it sounds very similar to su. There is a difference though, because obviously there's a T here. I don't know how well you guys can tell by how I'm saying it, but su is just the SU, but su is TSU. Hi, do you want to say something? You want to join? You got yourself set up? Put your what? Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Hold on, guys. Wong is gonna join and help. Okay. Let me find him. I don't think I'm on the right layer for him. Can I just find his browser capture really quick? No, I got you here. You're one of these. Here you go. Where's he? Ah. All right. Let me go onto the Discord. That would help too. Sorry, guys. We have an invader. No. Okay. I don't think he's on here yet. Did you almost forget? I did ask him to help me but he was sleeping earlier. What? Oh, you want me to share it? Sure. Ah! No, I'm gonna make lots of noises. Okay, actually I will mute myself. Enjoy the music, and thank you for the apple.
Test? Test. That's loud. Okay, let me turn down volume. God, that's loud. Can you say something? Okay, cool. Alright, that's normal sound. Okay, I'll put push to talk on so it doesn't get feedback. That's easier for. I'm gonna push to talk. I can see your stream. You're good. Shouldn't it be Omachi Kudasai? Oh, chotto mate. Oh, sorry. Social Omachi Kudasai. I'm just tired. Okay. I can't draw with you. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, everyone, welcome Wong Sensei.
Hey, I'm not a sensei in any shape or form.
Okay, I turned off push to talk, so I don't have it on. Alright, so yeah, we were talking about su. Do you wanna try to say it for them too?
I'll try. Su and Tsu.
Yeah, that's actually, I think you might be a little stronger on the T sound. So, did you guys hear that? That's how you say su and su. Oh, it's for Wong.
Yeah, Su or Tsu.
I was trying to get Wong to wear a gakuren for this, so he could be a teacher or a student. All right, so su is one stroke. I'm sorry, my handwriting's terrible.
I just I was like, oh my goodness. It's not quite straight, but okay. There we go. That looks a lot better. There, that looks so much better.
Okay, yeah. So, a cool thing about su too, we'll talk about this more when we start going over the second half of the alphabet, but it is a letter that can be, as my one teacher liked to call it, baby su. It likes to be small. There's only a few letters to do this. They each have a different meaning when they go small. This one specifically is basically like adding a comma. It adds a space there. We'll actually look at that when we start looking at like words and verbs and stuff, but I just want to give you a heads up. Expect this one to return in a different form. Wahaha. Hey, te, ote. Give me your paw, Wong.
Is that close enough?
That was something, all right. So te, we're back to, there's no more irregulars in T now. Te is one stroke. Oh, so Wong is a kohai? Okay. You gotta call Ranafe senpai, Wong.
What?
You can call our RTD can call you senpai though.
Oh, okay.
Te. Actually, I would say Wong, if you wanna come slide over next to me, you can draw on my screen. My tablet's pretty big.
I could try. Oh yeah, right. My camera's not even on. I can just move around and do whatever I want.
Yeah, you can. Come join me.
Oh, there's a word called sutsu, which means to throw away.
Oh, so it's like su, like that? Su.
What is that, Sue? Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Is that better?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's about the same.
Too much senpai.
Also, the archaic use of sutsu is to give up, to resign.
I like that one. That's good. That's a good one
But
to
they
know.
don't use it anymore, though, apparently.
Well, go ahead and use it anyways. We're gonna be archaic now, guys. Except for Hawkeye. Don't let Hawkeye.
Oh,
do
a place could be like Sutsuka. That's a horrible name. Place. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Horrible, as in not terrible, as in I just can't say it because I'm terrible.
Yeah. The suit together is. I have to like slow down to say it right. All right. So next we have to, which is 2 strokes. As Wong shakes his head at my 8 strokes.
I don't know why you curved in the bottom, but.
Because that's how I was taught.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. I just thought it's just kind of flat. Oh, well, whatever.
So you see it more like this?
Yeah.
So.
And the picture, like that in the picture.
I wasn't taught to follow the pictures. Go ahead. We'll have Wong draw his toes.
Well, I mean, that's all.
Draw your toes. Draw your toes. Everyone, you guys ready to see Toesy's toes?
I really draw my. That's my toe.
Beautiful. Yeah. So as Ranafe says, the way we had both had the same Japanese teacher in college. I worked for that. That was the sensei I worked for as a student teacher for a while, Mozo sensei. And yeah, she taught us to remember this one as having a thorn in your toe.
Ah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember. I don't use it to remember it, but yeah, it's definitely, if you're still learning it, it's a good one because there's the thorn. And there's your toe.
That sounds horribly painful.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that's all for the T family. You guys okay so far? Tornado.
Word.
I like that. Would it be like a tornado?
Girl.
It's the new sci-fi original horror movie. You heard of Sharknado? Get ready for a tornado. I thought Wong. I thought you liked your toes.
It reminds me of my friend when he broke his toe and he shared a picture of his broken toe on Facebook. And it was just gross. They just kept on showing up the toe with hair on it. I was like, please stop, Facebook. This is not relevant to my interests at all. Anyway, toe.
Yeah, not all teachers use. A lot of it depends on the age level. I teach children a lot, so I'm used to having to use like visual aids. And Mozo Sensei really had fun teaching it, and she taught children too. RTD is concerned about the tornado as well.
I will Photoshop something for you, RTD. Maybe it'll show up in a collab later.
Oh my gosh, I hope it shows up tonight. All right, so we're going on to the N family. Yay! No irregulars here. Okay, so the first one is na. It's only it's 4 strokes, but one of the ways I know a lot of my students back in college used to remember it was na 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 na.
Oh my god. Do people even know that?
I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. We grew up in the 90s. Oh, sir, you just did the stroke order wrong.
Did I do it wrong? Give me a second. Let me see.
This part comes before this part.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Guys, don't listen to him. See, this is why he's a kohai.
Oh god, it's been so long since I've written.
Yeah, see, I write these.
Wait, why'd you go up? What the fuck?
I do that. I write really sloppy.
It's supposed to go down.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes down.
We're both wrong, don't worry. I write sloppy. Not. Yeah, that's a good one for not. For na. Yeah, because it looks like a knot. You do the little guy next. Whoop. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, it's good if you guys can make a connection like that. So you can think of na as knot too. That's a good one because you got like this right here looks like a knot.
Nah. That's a famous hollow YouTuber.
Oh, I don't watch her much. Okay, next is ni. 2 strokes. It is definitely easier with images. So Wong, how messy is my knee this time?
Your knee is in a knee brace.
I mean, my real knee is in a knee brace.
Looks like how I'd write it too.
Okay, I guess this one he doesn't complain about my knee. So just like with Ko, I tend to do the thing where I'm like seeing like an invisible, like it's connected like this. I just don't draw this part. Do you want a sip of my drink? You can have a sip.
No, that's 2 cups of coffee, so that's a lot of caffeine.
You have one in the fridge too.
I have one that's 4 cups of coffee.
I got you one of these too. It has immune support too. Aren't you tired? Oh, how did your Gundam match go? Did you lose?
No, we actually won most of them.
Oh, okay. I guess I can't make fun of you and Spiker today. Good job. Alright, next up is new. So new is one of the more complicated ones to draw, I think. A lot of people have issues with, especially they confuse new and meh a lot, which you'll see meh a little later. It's actually only 2 strokes. I think for this one, the image that I used when I was really young was noodle. It doesn't look like a noodle at all.
That's better than I could write.
Really? Let's go ahead and write new. Yours is a little more elongated, that's all.
Because I'm at an angle, that's why.
Yeah. It looks pretty good. Yeah, new. Send me the nudes. I want the noodles.
I'm gonna grab a soda. I'll be right back.
You do that. You're just a static image. It's fine. It's a noodle and then me is a mess. Oh, May is a mess because you lost. Oh, I like that. That's actually a fun way to remember it. So if you think of new as noodle, when we get to May, think of it as like a mess because you lost your noodle. You'll see when we get to May, there's a part. It's basically like new without one of the pieces. You don't have to use a cup holder. Okay. Or a coaster. Oh, I thought you were going for it. You're going for your mouse. Okay. All right. Ne. Dishel. Okay. So ne is another one that doesn't look like it's two strokes, but it is. So. Ne. Now, how much space you leave back here doesn't really matter too much. You'll see it written a lot where it has like no space back there. But it's okay to have like a little gap here. You want to write ne? See? Once again, he's got a. It doesn't, as long as it, you have most of the base function of it. Nah. And those are still both read as ne. So a lot of these, it depends on how you write it, but as long as it keeps the basic function and you're doing the strokes, it's going to be fine to read. Like, I don't know. Does this look like a cat at all? Wong's face. The answer is no, because ne ko is cat. Meow. Speaking of cats, Kana, get off there. Why are you on the coffee table? My God, cat, don't sniff a fork. Why are you sniffing all the plasticware on the coffee table? We have like forks still in their plastic on the coffee table. What is this cat doing? She knows not to be up there. All right, one more time for ne. Nay. Alright, get your sister off there. Alright, and last but not least is no. No! Oh, he did it. He got her off there. And he didn't even know she was there. He's traumatized. No! Yeah. No is really easy. You'll actually see, no, they do this thing where like they draw like a face. And no is used in there. But a way you can think about it too is as no as an eye, as a nose is oh, yeah. Oop. Go ahead. You can draw the face. Yeah. No is the eyes in the face. There's his face. It's a lot of different symbols. But yeah, you can, if it helps you think of like no, I don't think no really looks like a no. Yeah, I love that face too. It's great. Yeah, no is only one stroke. I don't know what it looks like.
Pasta.
Pasta?
Like a wheel.
A wheel?
Like a top-down view of a pasta.
It's rolling. I can't draw it the other direction. Yeah, that one's pretty easy. So that's the N family. Not quite an O. If that works, that's a good one too. It's good to like I said, it's really good to find like ways to remember this. All right, now we're going on to H. This one has, it's not quite an irregular, but we'll talk about when we get to it. So ha is the first one. So it's only 3 strokes. So we'll do that again. Down, across, and then all of this is one. One of the things to keep in mind is this one is it's ha, but sometimes it will be pronounced wa. If it's pronounced as this, it's being used as a particle. Like I said, we'll have a whole lesson on particles, but this one does have a second pronunciation, which doesn't look anything like it. But when you see like watashi wa, it's actually ha is being written, not wa.
Yeah, I remember when I first learned, I was like, why is that the thing? That's so confusing. But then after a while, you're just like, you get used to it. You just use the wa there whenever it's the ha there whenever it's a particle. Like I am, the particle am would be wa, like that, like ha.
Yeah, it would be ha here for the particle. Okay, you want to write ha? Go ahead. See, nice and simple. Yay! All right, Now this one I always think of as a hippo. This one is an easy one for that. It's he.
あーもうぐちゃぐちゃだよ。
Don't
あー
yell
も
at
う
me, Izuru.
あーもうぐちゃぐ
Izuru,
ちゃだ
please stop.
よ。あーもうぐちゃぐちゃだよ。
Okay. Sorry, Izuru was screaming at us. He. It's like a hippo's face, right? That's a really bad hippo's face.
It's kind of like a horseshoe.
You can say a horseshoe too.
Should be.
I learned it as hippo. He for hippo. Yeah, I was gonna say I think you're.
It's hard to do this at an
Here.
angle.
Come closer. Come closer, sir. Yeah, that looks better.
Because yeah, you want to make the right side a little lower than the left side. Not that it matters. I mean, if you want it to make it pretty, you can do that.
Yeah.
But like for the
It should be. I don't know if you guys can tell. This side is a little higher than this side. So it's not like a direct straight.
I think for the most part, most of the katakana or hiragana stuff, you can tell they're pretty different, even if you don't write it.
Yeah,
100%.
well, I was gonna say he looks so specific. This one doesn't have another letter that looks that similar to it either, which helps.
Katakana is the one that has the n and the soul that are really similar. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, which
A little bit.
we'll cover katakana at a much later date, but you'll see when we do that, it's gonna be terrifying because there's some letters that look almost exactly the same. All right, the next one, it should be who, right? However, it's actually pronounced more like fu. It's not really an F sound. It's like who. So, and dialects make it a little different, but it's not actually who. A lot of times you'll see it written like this, the F one.
But yeah, if you've ever watched Ina's streams, she also says like humu because she had kind of emphasized where like the F is kind of soft, almost like an H, but not quite. So it's kind of like humu, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's the dialect. How much of an F versus an H it sounds like depends on dialect. But when you see it written like in Romanji, they always write it as fu, not who.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me try that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just like hum. Yeah, humu is like hum. You're exactly right. All right, you want to try to go ahead and draw this one?
Oh god, I'm gonna butcher this.
So there's 4 strokes. That looks more like Kokoro.
That one I fail on.
Yeah. Ina's saying hum. It's like saying Yeah, that's exactly it. Went.
Yeah, because the F sounds are all just really like kind of like an exhale, right? It's not harsh, not like F. It's like you said.
So Japanese is really weird. Which when we get to the R's, you'll see this too. They don't really have like harsh sounds for some of the ones we do. So yeah, who would sound harsher, I guess, and so it's more like hu.
It's true.
It's tricky for sure, and because I'm thinking like for instance, flan.
Oh, that's a hard one to say
Flan,
in Japanese.
yeah. It's written like this. It's worrisome. So.
Huan?
Flan, yeah. Flan.
What is that?
Don't worry about it. It's dancing. Flan. Yeah, so it's a trickier sound to make for sure, but when you start like speaking, it just kind of comes naturally. Fu it's a 3 with arms. That's actually not a bad one. A 3 with arms. Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, that's almost a 3. I guess in some cases you will see it more like this, but that's actually rarer. This one you usually see the hat off. But yeah, it kind of does look like a 3 with arms. That's not a bad way to remember it. Whew. 1 second. How do I ban someone? There you go. Oh, how do I get rid of this now? I don't know how to get rid of this. What? Oh, there we go. What? Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji's shush is super out there? What does that mean? Mr. Fuji. I like Mr. Fuji. I mean, to be fair, in Japanese, when you talk about mountains, you call them san, like you would say like Mr. Like so Wong-san, like Mr. Wong, but that's how you refer to mountains too. It's almost like they're people. So it's Fuji-san. It's still written like mountain, but like I said, we'll worry about some of the stuff. It's interesting too. There's a lot of really cool things in the Japanese language. All right, the next one is he. It's only one stroke. If you remember, Wong drew this as the eyes earlier, or like the eyebrows earlier, and the mouth. He. It's nice and easy. Wong, did you want to try drawing he?
Yeah, sure.
See? It's really easy. Only one stroke. You can kind of think of it like it's almost like a slanted roof. I actually remember it because snake is hebi. And, you know, it's kind of like a bent snake. But if you don't know that word, it might not be super useful. That's the Japanese word for snake, by the way.
It's also can just be like as too, like for
Yeah.
instead of like as.
Yeah, so it's normally pronounced he, but when you're using it as a particle, it's actually just eh.
Like you're going somewhere.
Yep, it's a particle used for going something. Which, like I said, we will have a whole lesson on particles. It will probably be one of the next ones, so. Yeah.
Minovsky particles!
Yes, Minovsky particles. Everyone get ready for a gunpla battle! Yeah, that's how I remember it, because the word for snake is hebi, and that's he. So that's how I remember it. Said use whatever is used for you. So like, yeah, obviously it's kind of a weird snake, but if you think about it, here's some eyes. It's like a tail. Yeah. But I would, like I said, if it however it's easier for you guys to remember, go with that. Like, I'm giving you some of the ways when I initially learned it, or how I teach some of my students, but it doesn't work for everyone. One of the most important things to remember when it comes to teaching is everyone learns different. Oh, no, not at all. Heavy, yeah. Wong just put the kanji and the hiragana there.
If you guys haven't heard of it, there's a website called Wanikani where they just kind of turn all these characters into like things you can remember. Like, this is a house. This is like I being this is like a tombstone and stuff like that.
Wanikani, I mentioned it during my first stream, is definitely a really good reference. Does Wanikani do hiragana and katakana too?
Oh, that actually I don't know.
Because I use it for, I've been using it as a refresher for kanji. I'm like flying through it, but Wanikani is definitely really good for that. I don't know if they do hiragana and katakana, but when you feel comfortable enough to go on to kanji and stuff, it's a good research from there. It's made by Tofugu, which is a Japanese podcast. I don't really like a lot of their newer podcasts. They're not as exciting. They're still educational, but the older ones had some good people on it, and they made them hilarious and educational. So I prefer those. But yeah, it's definitely a good resource site, and it's a good program for that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it doesn't have hiragana, katakana, just kanji.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what the best thing is, but I think actually flashcards are a good way for hiragana and katakana. That's how I use them. I was playing. I learned it with my two sisters, Kitten and Sakura, and we did like a game with it. So we would have all the cards spread on the floor, and then the sensei would be like, okay, here is, we're looking for, and then we'd have to slap it. So we'd slap each other really hard. I smacked all my sisters very many times because I was faster than them and knew it better. It was great. Don't worry, I beat it up. With that said, I'm trying to think. I think Kitten is using Duolingo for her hiragana, but she has some. Yeah, so Ranafe also says that flashcards are good. Like, you don't have to like play the game like that, though. It's fun if you have somebody else you're learning with. But yeah, just like memorizing it. I think the flashcards is one of the best ways for it personally. But yeah, I know Kitten has been going back through, because we took Japanese in college together, and then prior to that we had the same tutor and stuff. Because Kitten is legit my older sister. But yeah, so that was like something like I felt like the we would we even when we got to kanji, we didn't do the games like that when we were doing kanji, but we would do flashcards with each other. And to this day, I still remember some of the weird stuff she came up with to remember stuff. Like Atsui, she's like, it's a guy fanning himself. It's the word for hot. All right. So, anyways, back to it. The next word is ho. You're a hoe. It's ho. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And got a little tail on it. Okay, well, you ready for your try? Oh, you're not supposed to go back and fix it. But yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, like that. There, you got a free Ojo-sama laugh.
It clipped for some reason.
Oh, did it
If you
clip?
If you turn off RTX voice type temporarily and do that, it should work.
How do I turn it off?
Yeah, there you go. And it just did turn that. Yeah,
Oh, turn that off. All right.
Give that a shot.
Okay. Did that clip?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yeah, because the RTX when you do high pitched noises like that, it thinks it's background noise. It clips you.
I'm sorry that I'm too high pitched for you, RTX voice. I'll fight you.
The AI doesn't recognize Ojo-sama laugh.
AI recognize my Ojo-sama laugh. Onegashimasu. Alright, so that's Holt. Yeah, it's another laugh. I like funny laughs. They're my favorite. Alright, so that's the H family. Everyone still okay so far? Don't worry, we're basically over halfway through with these now at this point, so we're making good time. I should be able to talk a little bit about 1010 and Maru, which I definitely want to. Okay. Alright, so next we have the M family. I made a mark. Ma. 1, 2, 3. Ma. Oh, to. There's Wong's ma. 1, 2, 3. In case you haven't been noticing by now, because a lot of them are having some of the same kind of strokes things. Yeah, generally when you have that little tail, it's always going to be 1 stroke. And like I said, when you're learning these though, do focus on the stroke order as well. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, the important thing is eventually stroke order, it's the same kind of pattern, like was it left to right and then top to bottom and stuff like that. If you learn proper stroke order, it'll eventually be natural. So when you get to kanji, you'll write things with the proper stroke order, because typically if you don't write it the right stroke order, people can tell that you didn't write it right because it doesn't look quite right.
Yeah,
If you have
it
the wrong...
just doesn't look quite right. That's definitely true. Yes, they're all having strokes. In order. Don't worry. It's fine. It's organized strokes.
Oh no.
But yeah, like I when I'm sitting here doing it, I do it without thinking. The reason I actually do have a graph pulled up right now because I do it without thinking. So having to slow myself down, I have to like be like, wait, what? Because it's so natural to me.
And if you ever learn like Mandarin or Cantonese writing or something like that, like it's the same stroke order too. So it applies, which is the same. I wonder if it's the same for Korean stroke order.
I don't know. Korean, Korean's a little different though too, but it might. Well, Korean's read the same way as English though.
No, I mean like when you write it out, the characters.
Oh, you mean how it has a stroke order? If it did, it would definitely be backwards of what Japanese and Chinese is though.
Okay, different.
Yeah, because remember, so Japanese is read like this way. Korean is read the same as English.
I don't know if the stroke order would be different though. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know too much about Korean. I know a couple really bad, like dumb words, not bad words, but like dumb things I don't know. Like noribang is a karaoke box. That's an important one. You know what? Kanji stroke order, I remember when I first saw it, I was horrified, but now I don't even think about it. So you get used to it. I will tell you, once you start learning kanji, you will eventually hit a wall and then struggle with it, and then you'll get over it and feel great, and then hit another wall. Oh, does Hangul have a similar stroke order? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if Zill's still around. She might know a little bit more about that than I would. Actually, my friend Aya would know the most, but she is not here, obviously. But that's something I'll have to research that for future. All right, we're gonna go on to me. Me. Now remember, this is me as an MI. Like your me for Wii or Nintendo. This one is actually only 2 strokes again, even though it looks more complicated. It's 1, 2. Me. 1, 2. All right, Wong, you wanna write your me? You can come closer. Your me looks a little nicer than mine, I think. Yeah, that's the wrong side. Yeah, that's definitely better. That's nice and neat. I think Wong has nicer handwriting than I do. Yeah, the shape of Korean characters are definitely, they're a little more, they use more like, what do you call it? Like, I don't want to say like sharp angles, but they use more geometric shapes, I feel. Online classes, my Kanji just did really well. Oh, that's sad, but I'm glad you were able to like go through it. Yeah, I had classes up to a point, but now I just, everything else I've learned, like I went to Japan and studied a bit for what's considered like 4th year Japanese, I guess. My school only taught up to 2, so 3rd and 4th I took really weird ways. But yeah, I got credit actually from a university in California for 4th year, even though I was in Japan doing it. They had a program with UCLA, so yeah, kanji definitely takes something. I was gonna say, yeah, Korean has a lot of angles and circles. I don't know, I just look at all of them and can tell the difference, so, but that's years of practice. All right, moo. Moo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That was a really bad moo. Let me try that again. 1, 2, 3. All right, Wong's gonna moo now. Let's hear your moo. Hear your moo. I don't think that was quite a moo. Yeah, but so yes, this is like moo, like a cow moo. I mean, it's mu, but you can think of it as moo, if that helps. I don't think it really looks like a cow, but maybe it does. Like, I don't know. I can't even think. Is this a cow? It's a cow now. It's a beautiful cow. But yeah, like I said, once again, you'll notice when these strokes, they have those curlies, are always part of the same stroke. Yes, cow. Okay, so that is one that other people use. Good. All right, so the next one we're going on to is me. We mentioned this earlier with new. It is very similar to new, but you will see a difference right away. So, me. So if you guys don't remember new, see the difference? New has a little tail. Me does not. So yeah, as Piplup said earlier, it's like this is noodle, and this is you are a mess without your noodles. You lost your noodle. So it's 1, 2. It's only 2 strokes. All right, come on, Wong. Go ahead and draw your meh. That's not bad. Just click the history. Or not. There you go. Also another way to remember it, if you guys know, the Japanese word for eye is me. So emi, like that. So it can also kind of look like an eye. Some eyelashes, I guess. But yeah, me and nu are pretty easy to confuse because of their similarity, so pay attention to that. Like I said, me has no tail, and nu has the tail. That's the big difference. But yeah, you see, they're almost identical otherwise. Although, like I said, I feel like with katakana, I still have some trouble reading some of the ones that are similar to each other, but this one I never do with hiragana, so. Alright, and last we have mo. Mo! 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Alright, Wong's time. Yeah, handwriting is the worst for sure. I just kind of BS it. That was a good mo. What? You want to do something? He's making a face again, guys. There's another face you can make. No, mo. Hit. She.
It's a G. He's got a beard.
Yeah, it is a G, but except for it's weird because your 10-10s are so low.
I know.
that's how the
but
face
it does
is
look
drawn.
great though. Otherwise.
I actually usually see it without the 10-10, so. But yeah, so I guess Mo you can think of like a monkey's tail. Like a monkey with a tail, yeah. Like he's grabbing onto a tree or something and this is his long tail. This is a tree, guys. Alright, so that is all of the M family. Yay! Everyone still okay? Overwhelmed? Underwhelmed? Hungry? I'm hungry. I didn't eat lunch yet. Alright. Then we are going to go on to the Y family. Yes, after M comes Y. I'm just whelmed. Good. Be whelmed. Speaking of it, I like to use the word gruntled. I was using it the other day about Wong's cat Kana. I was like, oh, look at how gruntled she is. And he's like, what? Because gruntled is the opposite of disgruntled. It meant she was happy. I don't know. I like to use weird words. I love linguistics so much. And languages and etymology. There's a couple ways to say hungry in Japanese. So I like to use a lot of the slang terms that Goku from Seiyuki does, which is like haraheta. Like it's literally my tummy is empty. Onaka ga peko peko is a cuter way to say like my tummy is rumbly. Tabetai, I want to eat. Don't worry, guys. Well, I translated Seiyuki, which is why there's a lot of... specifically, I've done Gaiden and Reload Blast and some Dojin. Oh, and Ibun. But yeah, because of that, a lot of my weird terminology especially comes from Seiyuki and also my knowledge of Buddhism. And I had to... and philosophy, because there's a lot of stuff in there I had to do a lot of heavy research with to translate correctly.
Interestingly enough, if you use the word hungry in Japanese, it means you're like hungry for success.
Really? I would have thought...
That's how they use it.
I would have thought it would have been the country.
Yeah, that's how they use hungry in Japanese. Not because you're hungry for food, but for success.
Oh, so yeah, if you guys, I guess if you use the word hungry in like Japanese, like watashi wa hungry, it does not mean that you are hungry, as in like you want to eat, or that you are the country hungry. It means that you're hungry for success, is what Wong is saying. Yes.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I've never heard that term at all.
It's a common word apparently, according to Jisho.
That's weird. I would like to eat success too. Rana Faye, can I eat you? All right, we're gonna go on to.
Oh, because it's Hungary. The country is Hungary, whereas Hungary is for success.
Oh, but Rana Faye, you're more successful than me. Give me just a little nibble. All right, so we're gonna go on to the Y family. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. You can also write it with this a little more sloped if that is easier for you. Yeah. Yeah. Hoyo. So yeah, you'll notice this one. It goes this shape first, then the line down, then that. You'll also notice, because I don't know how well you guys are noticing, but so as I'm doing it, wow, that one's a little too sloped. As I'm doing this, this one is sloped more this way, but this is sloped this way. So what is that? This one is sloped to the right. This one is sloped to the left. I mean, I'm like doing this without thinking about it, but yeah. So that's another thing with stroke orders, sometimes that kind of stuff. All right, do you want to write ya? For me, Wong, go ahead. You do the loopy part first. Ah, you did it wrong. Yeah. Eh? Oh, okay. I did it wrong. That makes sense. Because, yeah, the slope makes no sense otherwise. Yamero! Yamero cat. That means stop. Oh, sorry. I just bumped. Okay, so yeah, sorry, that was my fault. I messed that one up. 1, 2, 3. That's why the stroke is like that. Yeah, so like I said, I don't, I apologize if I do stuff like this because I don't, that's why I have this table up if I need to reference it. I write this without thinking. So, yeah, but when I'm slowing down, I have to think and it throws me off. So 1, 2, 3. I am not, what do you call it? Omnipotent? Infallible? Yeah, I will make mistakes, guys. I'm sorry. I might be a cute elf girl who loves fries, but I'm also a human. Kind of. Give me fries. All right, so that's yeah. We'll go over it one more time because I did confuse you first. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, this one there's a lot of there's only like 3 in here, so we're missing some on purpose. So next is you. You will see this symbol a lot on hot springs, like onsen, on like the little curtains they have over it. 1, 2. Basically, it kind of means hot is what it's when you see this symbol, but it indicates like a hot spring. So once again, it's only 2 strokes. This is all 1, 1, 2. Yeah. All right, Wong is gonna do you now. He's gonna do you guys. You can redo it. Yep. Yeah, that looks better, I think.
That was terrible.
I don't think it was that bad. This is the real you. I don't know. But yeah, you'll see at like onsen, they'll have it on like the little flaggy things like that you see above the door. Because yeah, it's the symbol for like warmth, specifically for like onsen based. I don't really have a good way to remember this one. That's what I think of when I see this symbol. Alright, we'll go on to Yo now. So Yo is another weird one because of the stroke order. It's actually this first, and then this. Yep. So this, and then this. Yep. I made it too fat, but it's still okay. Yep. That's how I was taught to write it. Yo! Yo, yo, yo! What you waiting for is the noisy tribe. We're back. Wicked. You, unicorn? Oh, I can kind of see unicorn for you. That's actually a good one because it kind of looks like it has like a... so as Piplup was saying, I'm going to go and do you really quick again. For unicorn, because this one right here kind of looks like the horn. That's actually not a bad one. What? It's okay that the U isn't perfect. Don't worry about it. Wong is like, oh no. Yeah, so yo, one more time. Is this? I think one of the things I use is somebody yodeling for yo. Like this is his mouth open. He's yodeling. Yodelehoo. No, the horn is not through the center. Oh my gosh. Runaway, stop killing this poor unicorn. Alright, so that's all for the Y family. It's pretty simple. Now we're gonna go to the R family. So as I mentioned before, this they don't generally have a hard R sound in Japanese. Dialects will depend on it. Tokyo dialect, it sounds almost more like an L sound at times. even though they don't have an L, obviously. But in like Kyoto dialect, it's almost more like a D sound. So it's going to be kind of how you end up saying it. They're not going to like look at you like you're crazy. Most people learn more of a Tokyo dialect. I have studied the Kanji region dialect because I love it for that's all. So it can be la versus da. So but yeah, I'm going to teach you more of the Tokyo dialect because it's normal. So la.
My R's aren't quite right. I remember reading, if you want to do the Tokyo dialect, it's supposed to be like your tongue is in the middle. It's like not the roof of the mouth, not the bottom of the mouth, but in the middle of the mouth is how your R's is supposed to be for the Tokyo. It's weird. I never got it down.
Oh, that makes sense. La.
So if you try putting putting your tongue on the top of your mouth, say that, and then put it in the bottom of your mouth, and then say that, and then put it in the middle.
Yeah, I think I put mine in the middle.
Yeah, middle is correct. That's how it is supposed to be.
I can't even roll my R's after. Yeah, my Spanish is my pronunciation in Spanish is horrible. I can read it and I can understand it, but my speaking was always rough, and I could never do the rolling R's, even after learning Japanese. No, it's okay to be connected. Yeah. So you will, in some cases, see.
Because you want to slant it more to the top dot.
Yeah, you'll see sometimes it written more like this. Very rarely. That's usually a font thing, like a type. But yeah, that. It kind of looks like a number 5, though. Actually, this is one of the really first symbols I learned because Lanma, 1/2, it's Lanma.
It looks like an eyebrow and a nose, like it's Eliza.
Eliza, oh my god. Okay, so he thinks it's Nigel Thornberry. I think it looks like a 5. I like Nigel Thornberry though.
Smashing.
Alright, next we have Li. So this is another one. Occasionally you see it like this.
I've seen that too, yeah, for stylistic stuff.
Yeah, but this is the same symbol. Basically what you're doing is for this, you're picking up the pen when you would write that and just finishing it. So you're just not writing this middle part. So this one is 1 stroke where this is 2 because you're lifting it up in the middle and doing that same shape. But yeah, so if you see this, it's still ri or ri. But you're going to see it normally written more like this.
Oh, one quick thing here.
I'm writing this horribly now. Yeah, thank you.
Tip. I mean, I was taught they were called. I guess it's just the terminology thing. Characters is the technical actual term for.
I'm sorry.
Stuff.
I will try to correct myself for that.
Yeah, it's actually character symbols. It's more character, is what it's. I mean, this is a word thing.
You're taught with the tail on the left? That makes sense because like I said, it's basically you're doing this, but you're cutting it out right here. So you're just lifting it off. 8. I don't know. When I'm writing, I guess I kind of do it. See. Arigato! Thank you. Yeah, I guess I kind of do it. I write arigato so many times a day on postcards for Akiba Soul. I've been told you can do li as in a leaf. I don't know how that one works. Does that look like a leaf? I don't think so. Alright, next is lu. A 3 with the tail. That's the way 3 is written? The same direction? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. I had to think about that. So it's all 1 stroke though. 3 with the tail. Alright, Wong's turn. Yeah, his handwriting is definitely less sloppy than mine. Sorry, guys. You know, it's the last lesson I typed everything out, but I can't show you stroke order typing. Ru. How rude. Alright, next up is le. So this one can be problematic because if you guys remember at ne, it's very similar.
You just wrote there.
I wrote re, and then I didn't write ne. I wrote wa.
Oh. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, let me try that again. I wrote the wrong one. I was like, wait a second. That one also looks like, but we haven't gone to wa yet. Okay, so re, you need to come up at the end. Ne, you circle down at the end. Wa is different. We haven't gone over wa yet, but see how similar these all look? Yeah, so kind of keep that in mind. Here's his re. What are you doing? You're doing the stroke order horrible. I mean, it's technically re. He gave up.
I gave up. It looks terrible.
Yeah, this one I feel like, yeah, with katakana it's still harder. These at least have some obvious differences, but yeah. It's, you know, you go down and then all this is attached and you just got to curve up at the end. Always remember this little curved tail at the end. That's the important part. Because that's what makes it different than ne and wa. Wa curves under, has a little curly Q like this at the end. Wa has nothing, so. Practice makes perfect, people. All right, and last but not least is ro. See, it looks a lot like root, the 3 again, but it doesn't have the tail. So there are a lot of similar characters. Yeah, characters, that's right.
Yeah, characters, yep.
That look similar, but there are some obvious difference, especially in hiragana. So that's ro. It's all one stroke. All right, you want to try it out? Because I just threw my tablet pen at Wong. But yeah, so the differences are pretty obvious on these, I think, too. Practice will get you used to understanding it as well, too, so. It's a good thing to practice. He was grabbing his own chicken.
I grabbed my own chicken to block the attack, but I failed.
Oh, okay. So Piplup has a good one for this. So for Ru, oh my god, my sensitivity was gone. Ru, Piplup thinks as Ruby, and then Ro is, oh no, the ruby was taken, so this is a ruby, it's gone. Oh no. Oh no, 3 brothers. That's actually a good one too. Yeah, guys, feel free to give me, like, if you guys have like things you used to remember these, give them to me because they're good to teach everyone else too. Especially because there are going to be people who didn't make the live lesson and won't see the chat. As you guys see, I don't have it on anywhere. I might have to start doing that in the future though. All right, so that's all for the R family. Now we're going to go on to the W family. Like I said, the initial graph I showed you, we're not doing we or we because they don't use them anymore at all. There used to even be a woo. I've seen them before because Seiyuki. Damn it, Hawkeye. His stupid weird symbols. But yeah, they don't use them, so we're not going over them. We're only going to cover the 2 that they use. So, wow. So as I mentioned, this is one of the ones that also looks like ne and re. It's 1 line down. But when you do this one, you have to come over here. You want to curve under. So because I did that kind of fast, it's line and then you do like almost like a check mark thing. Like that. You does kind of look like a fish. All right, go ahead and try your wa. You're not doing too bad.
That looks terrible.
It could be worse. Yeah, you want to try to stick as close as... He's writing at a weird angle, so... You want to try to stick as close as you can to this line, but it's okay if it goes off a little bit. Because, yeah, you're technically... I'm going to change the color really quick. Let me go to... Oh, there it is. Red. Because you're technically going like this over it. But yeah, so you can see it's doing like this crossing. So that's the kind of symbol it's been making over all of these. If that wasn't 100% clear, I didn't think about that. You might not have noticed that before. Yeah, that's what it's doing over it. You want to try again? Go for it. Watame. Watame, the sheep. Bah. Watame does not mean sheep. Watame is a sheep VTuber from Hololive. We watch a lot of Hololive.
Watame is also cotton candy, right? Or is it cotton?
Cotton. Yeah, it's cotton, I believe. Because yeah, the festival, right?
Oh, men is cotton, huh?
Eh? I thought Watame was cotton too. Eh? Maybe it's a different reading of it they don't use anymore. Or it's like a name, whatever. Alright, so that's wa. The next one is, technically it's wo, but you will never hear it pronounced at, well, okay, I won't say never. In some songs you hear singers, it's a dialectal thing using wo, but it's actually like o. This letter is only ever used as a particle. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, go ahead and let's let Wong do his whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. His is so much cleaner than mine.
So the W is typically silent, right?
Yeah, that's what I said that while you weren't paying attention.
Oh, sorry. But I guess you can emphasize it if you want to be.
Yeah,
Some people do.
The only time I ever really hear somebody saying whoa, if they're, I guess it's a weird emphasis. You kind of hear it sometimes in certain characters in anime and games and stuff, but I hear it more in songs than anything. Like singers will say whoa instead of oh. And I'm guessing that's because whoa sounds a little softer. And when you're singing like a ballad and holding it out, it just sounds a lot better when it's whoa than oh. But yeah, it's not too bad. All right. So the last letter we have from this part of the alphabet is N. And yes, as in just the letter N. It looks like an H. It's all one stroke. All right, do you want to make your N? See, it just looks like a little H.
For people that know cursive, which isn't taught anymore.
What? It doesn't even look like a cursive H. It looks like this H too.
Yeah, because of the angle, I thought maybe.
Oh yeah, well, I would say for my cursive H, I do it more like that. Yeah, I was gonna say I think people should still learn cursive. I think it's good for signing things.
I had learned cursive because the teachers were like, you're gonna need cursive because you're gonna write all your notes and you need to write it fast. Now with computers, that's a lie.
I don't think I ever wrote my notes in cursive anyways.
One of my teachers required us to write all our notes in cursive.
Wow, that sucks.
As practice for college. I was like, this was not useful at all.
Yeah, that sounds pretty useless. All right, so one more time. Yay! So, with that, we've covered the base parts of the alphabet, but there are some more. So I'm going to introduce you guys a little quickly because we have about 20 minutes left, so I can still cover this. So we're going to introduce you to some new friends. Their names are Tenten and Maru. This is Tenten. And this is Maru. So Maru is just a circle. Tenten looks like quotes. What they do is they change certain families to a different letter. So the only family that ever gets Maru is the H family. For Tenten, it goes to the K, S, T, and H family. So the H gets 2. Basically, it makes them become a different letter. So we'll cover Maru first because it's just one. What it does is it makes H become P. So instead of ha, it is now pa. I mean, I have some of my students that are only like 12 are writing cursive, and I was like, wow, that's weird. I didn't think they taught it anymore, but. So ha, you add the little maru to it. So the maru would go right here. Oh wait, I can just do this with a shortcut key. What am I doing? Maru would do it right here. It's always going to be at the upper corner. Oh, that's okay, RTD. Yeah, I know there's always some delays, so don't worry if your responses are coming late. I'll respond to them as I see them. Yeah, so the maru is always going to go up at that point. So if we take... All right, so if we take... Oops. He and add a maru, what does it become, guys? It becomes P. Beep, beep, beep. So it works the same way for the whole H family. So we have ha, he, he, hu. I just messed up 2 of them. It should have been ha, he, hu, he, ho, but that's okay. So yeah, we just add the maru goes to like on all of them. It goes just right above it, and it makes it pa, pi, pu, pe, po. Be like Mokona and say Mokona from Clamp series. You don't watch Clamp or read Clamp. Mokona was originally from Magic Knight Ray Earth, but is also in Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. And then, yeah, beep, beep, beep. Could be like a beeping sound or like beep, beep, beep. Just sounds. Pa, 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 pa. Pa, pa, pa. Left side, right side. Teo ha. You want to go king. Canary is king. All right. So it's not too hard. That's the maru only ever gets used there. And if you guys remember, the maru is this little circle here. So it's always in this specific position, and it only is used on the H family to turn H to P. Now the 1010 does a lot more. So, like I said, the 1010 is that little quote. If you add, I'll go in order. So you add the 1010 to K, it becomes G. You add it to S, it becomes Z mostly. Remember, there's an irregular in here, so it does go a little weird. T becomes D mostly. Once again, there's irregulars. And then last up, we have H becomes B this time. So you'll notice that the H family is the only one that gets both the 1010 and maru. It's the only one that gets the maru period, but it also gets the 1010 as well. So that's kind of an interesting one, right? We'll go ahead and cover these really quick too. So, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Add 1010s. It's ga, gi, gu, ge, go. And so just like with the maru, the 1010 is always placed to the top right of the symbol. All right, next up we have the S family. So this is one of the ones where we start getting a little weird. Sa, shi, su, se, so. Okay, so what I mean by, so because we have the irregular, I'll go ahead and do that last. This is za, zu, ze, zo. This, remember, this was she and not si. It is actually not z again. It is actually g, ji. If you guys vaguely remember when I talked about Kojika, there it is, 10-10. Koshika becomes Kojika. It gets the 10-10 is all it does. So it's not changing the lettering at all. It's just gaining a 10-10. But yeah, I know it's a weird one, but that's their G. And you've probably heard it a lot for like Ji-chan and stuff for like an old person. Wang Ji-chan. As he ignores me. Alright, now let's go ahead and cover it. T. Ta. Chi. Tsu. Te. To. Don't worry about it. He just looks over. That's a ta. So once again, I'm going to cover the non-irregulars first. Da. De. Do. So you really won't see this one especially that much. But if you do see chi, this one actually just become like that. Di. D. So despite the fact that chi is irregular, it becomes that. Now tsu, on the other hand, this is a TSU one, becomes that. Zu. Suzukeru, to continue. You hear it like that, or like you'll notice at the bottom of like manga chapters, you'll see this right here, Suzuku, to continue, to be continued. Zuku, yeah. So this is actually romanized as DZU, and that's because it's zu. It has a almost like an extra sound in front of the Z. So once again, it's not zu, it's zu. It's hard. Suzuku. You'll get used to it, I guess, the more you use it. But this isn't used too often either, so you're not gonna run into it that much. Alright, and then last but not least, we have the H family again. Ha, hi, su, he, o. So despite the fact that this one, hu, is irregular and almost more like fu and romanized as fu, it actually does, it still translates just like with it did with the maru, it translates normally into this. So it's ba, bi, bu, be, bo. See, if you go baby, 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 baby. And not as in an akachan, which is like a baby. This is like if you want to call someone, hey baby, yo baby. That's definitely something you guys needed to learn. Oops, I did too many steps. Okay. Alright. So last but not least, I mentioned some of these symbols can, so we're gonna look at the U family. They have another use too. Let's see. They cover the it's K S N H M and R. Can get some special treatment with these. I'm sure all of you guys have heard the word nya, like a kitty cat meow. Nya. To write it, what you do is you write ni, and then you put the ya small next to it. So it's literally like ni, ya. But they become slurred together this way, nya. So, I'll cover this kind of quickly. ka, ki, u, ke, ko. So first off, it's always going to go in this spot this time, the Y's. And you get kya. Q. Kyo. However, a thing to notice is it will also only be used with the I in the family. So let me go back and do that. So you will actually only see it with ki, she, ni. Actually, you will see it with chi. I should do the t. Ni. Why did I do that? That's not new. I. Ni. He. Me. And ni. So it can only ever use the I letter in the family to do this. But you can have. So do that again. Yeah. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna make my pen a little smaller. There we go. Cute. Cute. Shot. Shoot. Show. Nya. New. New. Cha. So this one is cha, like in tea, like ocha. Cha. Chew. Chew, like a kiss, or chikyu. Chew, that's different. Never mind. I'm good at this. Chi. Cho. Chottomate. Chotto is like a little bit. So chottomate is please wait a little bit. Or actually, it's wait a little bit because it's not please really in there. It's implied, but it's not in there. All right. Wrong one. Yeah. It's a cat sound. Actually, like new can be a cat sound too, and same with neo. Neo. Kitty sounds. Yeah. Yeah. Like hiya. Hew. Like the sound of a whistle. Hew, hew. Like Phi does in Tsubasa. Hyo. Hyoko is a baby chicken. Meow can also be a cat's noise. Mew. Meow. Freya. Ryu. Like a dragon Ryu. Ryo. Ryoko. So yeah, it gets a little more complicated with these because they're technically not treated as more alphabet letters because you're just combining them. Remember, you can only do this with the I's in the family. Why did I have ni in here twice? Shiran kedo. Wakarimashita? Do you guys understand? I know that got a really more complicated suddenly. Whew. I hope that wasn't too rushed for you. Always, as always, you guys can watch the VOD later and slow it down. You know, take screenshots and stuff as you need to. I'll also have it archived on YouTube at a later date for you guys. I have to wait at least 24 hours. That's YouTube to Twitch's policy for uploading to YouTube, so that's why they're always up a little later. Any final questions? Hello. Hopefully that helped you guys with hiragana. RTD, if you remind me later, I can actually send you that chart so you don't have to just like screen cap it. It's just a picture I saved off the internet. Although if you're using the Genki books, which I believe you are, it also has like for the exercises, it shows you the stroke order as well. So do those worksheet pages. If you guys have access to Genki and are using the workbook, please do the worksheet pages. I'm giving you guys homework. No, it's going to help you with stroke order for sure. Writing these over and over again is definitely going to be more helpful. So be sure to do it. All right, and with that, class is dismissed. So thank you guys again for coming. Next month I will be doing another stream. The only thing I know about the September one is it will be earlier in the month because I have something later in the month I have to deal with. So nothing will be that late in the month. I'll worry about voting and stuff later on. But that's it for this one. Don't forget, like I said, you can watch it on VOD. If you guys have my contact information, feel free to message me directly about references and things like that. I can happily send you the chart. I did literally just Google hiragana. Thank you for the bits. But yeah, so you guys don't have to do. Yep. I also went to so the karaoke stream will be on the 21st with Wong. We will be part of a relay. We're working out the details on that, but expect new information on the relay coming when I get it. We will still be at our normal 8 o'clock p.m. start time on that. And tonight, also at 8 p.m., I will be playing a game of Gartic Phone again with a lot of people like Wong and Piplup. And so it is going to be crazy. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. So I hope you guys will stop by for it. It's going to be insane like it was last time. Maybe we'll get some tornadoes in there this time too. Don't forget, everyone, to draw some tornadoes full of toes just for Wong. But yeah, other than that, I am going to get off now and I'm going to go get some lunch. Thank you. See you tonight.